Kia ora, Darin here. I'm having a crack at the first game and social democracy, and I'm part way through. It's a really interesting game, this, and trying to balance the economics, the labour, the coalition. There's all sorts of different things that we need to be keeping an eye on to try and stop Hitler from coming to power. It's a card game. You've got to turn over cards that give you different options. So the Prussian bulwark, I'll pull that one up. So this is Prussia, by far the largest, most important state in Germany, led by Otto Braun. We enact policies in Prussia, and we've got all these different options which we can choose. Now, I reckon we probably need to bolster the loyalty of the police because they're a bit disloyal at the moment. So now they're mostly loyal, so that's really good. Getting rid of the reactionaries, and we've got the death of Paul Levi, the leader of the left wing of our party, has died in an unfortunate accident. He will be missed. Crikey, I hope the Nazis didn't have anything to do with that. Economic crisis because we're in the middle of the stock market crash and a couple of months before. So we're trying to work out how to help the workers, social welfare, all these sorts of things. So there's all sorts of classic stuff going on. Pursue a massive public works. Okay, so here's our options here. Support the centrists, let the depression play itself out, call for increased public works fiscal stimulus. Mass nationalisations, no. Limited program job, no. Let's go for the support the Labour view. Alienates the orthodox Marxists. Oh, that's okay. Unemployment insurance crisis. Oh my goodness. Right wing of the coalition are presenting us with an ultimatum. So we've got here economic crisis has caused mass layoffs throughout Germany, affecting the industrial working class the hardest. Social welfare spending is increasing due to greater need. In the middle, our right-wing partners plan to cut benefits for the unemployed, lower the taxes for the rich, and raise taxes on the working class as part of a plan to balance the budget and discipline the labour. They do not see the possibility of a compromise. If we do not accept, it could blow up our coalition. Why can't we simply, this is a gift to the communists, why can't we simply tax the rich? Bourgeoisie parties as representatives of the rich industrialists would not have that. What can we do? End the coalition, accept the rights demands for stability. Surely there is compromise to be had. Let's go with the compromise, try it. Thanks to our good relations, the DVP have offered a compromise that raises some taxes on wealthy with lesser welfare cuts. Let's accept that compromise. Many of the workers and unemployed see this as a betrayal, though we present it as a successful aversion for a much worse alternative. So we can do party or government affairs. I've been sticking mainly with the government affairs. We might want to have a look at our coalition here. Coalition's in trouble, right-leaning members constantly criticising us. How do we reduce tensions in the coalition? Cut welfare, bring down the government. Take none of these actions, return card to hand. Let's return the card to hand and go with something else like Labour affairs. Okay, industrial Ruhr region is aflame with labour unrest. Employers have started a lockout to cut wages and benefits. And the Labour Ministry needs to arbitrate between the employers and the workers. So do we support Labour, the employers, or strike a compromise? Let's go for the compromise. Workers are unhappy, but they'll have to share in the struggle. And as you can see, it's all of these different decisions you've got to keep going on. Judiciary reform. Oh, over here we've got no resources. Budget down to 1. You can increase your resources by going to this guy Otto Wells. He can do emergency fundraising, which increases your resources. We've got 2 extras, so that's cool. because that comes in handy when we want to do stuff. Judicial reform. The jurists have held offices since the days of the emperor, and they give violent fascists like Adolf Hitler laughably light sentences while ruthlessly persecuting leftists and pacifists for lesser crimes. Okay, so we'll carry out substantial judicial reforms. It'll cost us our one budget we've got left. All our conservative circles are not happy. But hey, internal security. Let's have a look here. Unemployment's up to 22%. Interior Ministry controls internal security throughout the Republic. And do we want to investigate the far right? Ban domestic enemies. Let's improve loyalty. That seems like a safe one to go. Mostly loyal. Well, that's better than nothing. Got no more government affairs. Okay, let's have a look at women's rights. We stand virtually alone in supporting the rights of women. Okay. Institute policies that help women in the workforce. Let's try that. Many male workers develop a backlash towards women in the workplace, especially given rising unemployment. Oh, crikey. Hard to get ahead on this game, I tell you. Economic crisis. Addressing the economic crisis. Let's go for increased public works again. Rather than the left, or do we go the left? Limited job crash without deficit spending. Let's try that one. Good. Convinced everyone. Oh, we got a left wing split. Okay, I'll pause the game there and start looking at answering the questions. It's really interesting, this game. Okay, so what narrative experience was the game trying to achieve? Well, it's trying to achieve showing you the incredible balancing act that the government in pre-World War II Germany, pre-Nazi Germany, had in trying to strike a balance between all the competing factions. They had a MMP style election, which we're familiar with here in New Zealand, but yeah, and it just shows that there was a lot of corruption and a lot of still people adhering to the old ways. So you're actually, what is it trying to achieve? I think it's trying to achieve a bit of education, and it's definitely succeeding in that. Did it do a good job? Yeah, it did, because it really shows the extreme balancing nature of running a government. It's been a really interesting game to play. Why is the narrative experience a valuable one? Because of the twists and turns. I mean, obviously there was the stock market crash, which led to the in America, where everyone jumped out of buildings, and it led to the Great Depression. And you can see that inflation at negative 3.5%, unemployment 22%, that's like nearly a quarter of the population out of work. Crikey, that's just, and that was in 32 before the Depression got really going. So yeah, you can see it's a valuable experience in that it really shows all the complexities of what goes on. When did I look away and when did I lean in? I haven't looked away at all. I actually did a little cheat sheet to try and remember all the different factions that were going on, because I read the library to start with, which is pro tip. And I haven't been looked away because there's so many different cards you can play, different aspects of it, and it'd be interesting to see if, as you get further into it, if you get to play a foreign ministry role, an international relations role as well, because that I would find quite interesting. I thought something might come about with the young plan, but hey, it didn't. So I've always leaned in this particular game. Haven't looked away at all. In fact, I'm going to keep playing it. So I'll stop the recording and carry on.